Hey, what's going on everybody? Alex here with Freedom Mowers, and today we are going to be jumping right into new project. I got to put the DYT 4000 on the back burner for a little bit because I'm waiting on some parts to come in. But we have a, what is this, 5.5 horsepower Tecumseh MTD Yard Machine chipper shredder, and I've got a fair amount of property here. I've got a lot of limbs and stuff to clean up here in the fall, and I wanted to get this machine going. I purchased this I guess about a year ago and haven't got a chance to use it yet. I think I got it for $25. It wasn't running but had compression, and in between moving to this house I just haven't got around to it. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Let's check it, see what we got going on here. Tank is completely dry. Oil level is actually right where it's supposed to be and looks really clear. And this, let's see what's going on with the air filter. Dirt daubers. Filter actually looks pretty good. There's a pre-filter in there. Just a little crud right there in that front plate. All right, well, let's try to just pull it back over. Make sure it turns freely. I'll put you guys on the tripod real quick. I'll give this thing a pull. I remember this thing being a bear to pull because it's direct drive. The crankshaft is hooked directly to the actual chippers. It's got a thump to it. Let's put a little gas in the tank, see what happens. Just gonna put a little splash in there in case we gotta get into the carburetor, because I don't see any kind of a shut off. And then there's just a I guess it's the on off and throttle all in one. So we'll go ahead and crank that up. Make sure you guys can see here. Should just have the primer. I'm seeing no primer action. I'll give it a pull. Don't know how long this carburetor has sat. This thing is it's like pulling like a 12 horsepower generator. All right, I'm not seeing any primer, and we're not getting any action yet. We'll go ahead and squirt some 2-stroke mix into the throat here. Make sure I got enough in there. All right, well, it started running off its own fuel, which is surprising for how long. I don't know how long this has been sitting, because when I got it, it had obviously been sitting a while too. So engine sounds good on here. We knew the oil was good. Don't have to deal with dirty gas in the tank. Let's get into this carburetor here and see if we can't get that cleaned up and move forward. So right off the bat, I see this cover panel. It's just got these 2 Phillips, and it looks like a 5/16 or a 1/4 inch. Does sound pretty healthy though. Motor on here, it takes forever to spin down. There's a lot of momentum, I guess, with the blades in there. So looks like we've just got standard Tecumseh stuff here. Just what is that, 7/16, I believe. Should be on both sides. The fuel line, and just the linkages. So of course I don't have a towel with me here. All right, make sure you guys can see here. Fuel line's off, breather hose is off. Just gotta look at this linkage real quick. Things are always so tricky. You got to figure out the right angle to get it. Maybe we can just take it off the governor instead. Yeah, I just took it off the governor arm instead. we'll get this on the table and we'll tear this down and take a look at it. Alright, I can hardly believe that thing ran on its own fuel, but we'll take it. So I don't think it's gonna need too much cleaning. This should just be a 1/2 inch on the bottom. This is your main jet. Which there, if you guys can see it or not, it's a little bit of some sediment down in there, but not enough to speak of. We'll get all that cleaned up. You can already see this port right here. That was clogged up, the small upper port. Now we'll run down into the main part. I can see right through the 2 ports on the bottom. Obviously you guys can hear, sorry about all the wind noise. Trying to get going on getting my shop built here, but I've had a lot of other stuff going on too. Alright, that jet is clean. Do this a quick little rinse out here on the bowl. Not too much corrosion or anything in there, but I'd say that's pretty darn clean right there. So, got those 2. We'll go ahead and take out the needle and seat here. Maybe, if I can get it out. Got the wrong tool for the job here. Alright. Just got the solid needle on this, so that means that the seat down in here is going to be rubber, and I don't want to really get a ton of carb cleaner in there because it can cause these to swell. And you can see the rubber up in the emulsion tube on these as well too. But this looks pretty clean. I did see earlier when I was kind of just looking down into the throat of the carb, and this port up here at the very bottom looked like it was blocked. So just gonna go through. Oh, and we also have the I believe this is the low speed jet on these. So goodness gracious, that's in there. Might have to get a different screwdriver. Yeah, that's trying to strip. Alright, I'll get a different screwdriver, and then we'll just get everything blown off here. Hoping you guys can see here. I'm sorry, this lighting is kind of rough to see. I did just get it cracked loose though. I had to get this thicker screwdriver and a pair of channel locks. Yeah, this one had, I mean, you can see right through, but that jet at the top is the one that's itty bitty. I might have to go get a small, actually, you know what, I can use the bristle off from this brass brush. These actually work out really well if you can get a bristle or a very small piece of wire. Of course, I never have the tools right here next to me that I want. Let's see if I can at least get this down in there. Oh yeah, it's going right through, so it should be clear on that. Just give it a little spray. All right. So now we've got those two jets. The needle's fine. Arm, that's for the governor and the throttle. Alright, so I'm just going to start spraying through all of the ports on here. Forgot about this little spot down here. That might actually be the pickup for the primer. I can't remember on these carburetors. It's honestly been a long time since I've dealt with a Tecumseh. I need to get a little more familiar again. And that port that was blocked down there at the bottom. That is nice and cleared out now. I think we should be pretty good there. I don't want to get too crazy with it because I don't have any gaskets to rebuild this. And I don't want these rubber seals swelling up. I think we'll give this a shot and roll from there. All right, well, got to clean up pretty good. We're gonna give it a shot. Just gonna reverse order. Just gonna hook it back up to the governor linkage. I'll get the fuel line hooked up to it. We'll get the breather tube on, and then the two bolts, and we should be all set to have that in place. Forget how much a pain in the butt sometimes on these Tecumsehs with the nut and bolt setup. But the carb looks a lot better on this, and I was giving it a couple of pumps. I don't know if you guys can see in there. Straighten this out. Seems like we're getting a little gas there in the throat. Let's give it a shot. I'll test it out for a minute. If it works and everything, we got it going, we'll bring it out to the back and we'll chip some debris real quick. And this governor linkage, I'm gonna spray a little bit too because it is super sticky. All right, let's give it a shot. guess all I got left is just to put the cover plate on, and I'm gonna spray down the governor setup here and get that freed up a little bit, and then I'll take you guys out back. We'll test out the chipper. All right, it's been about an hour, and I've got quite a pile here of debris. Got some limbs out here, and I was trying to remember earlier if you could even see in the light that this primer was working, but I wanted to show you guys before starting it up. Maybe you can see now that you can hear it. It's really priming up there. And this is definitely a cold start now. So I'll get this filter back on. And we'll give this a whirl. I'm excited. This is gonna be a nice $25 well spent. Make sure you guys can see. I don't know how loud it's gonna be. I'm just trying to get the wood chips in the pile over here, so let's give it a go. This thing is so hard to pull. All right, well that was pretty awesome. About stalled it out there on, it was like a 2-inch branch. Normally these things are rated at like 2 to 3 inch branches, but it looks like we got some pretty good mulch action there and handled it pretty good. So pretty easy little fix there. We just got the carb cleaned out and got it repriming. It was already kind of running off from its own gas, but I wanted to make sure it was at least cleaned up, and it's got good oil, good filter in it, and I'm probably gonna do some chipping here in the next week, and then it's probably gonna sit up for a while, so I'll make sure that I drain the gas out of it this next time, and we'll get it put up properly. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. We should be doing the rest of the DYT 4000 in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And for everybody that's been here checking out the channel, I greatly appreciate it. If you guys do like that content, think about subscribing and hit that drop down bell notification. That way you guys know each time I upload, which is normally on Tuesdays and Fridays. So stay tuned. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you all next video.